Well, despite the noises I've been making down here for the last 45 seconds to a minute, and I sounded like a car backfiring.
You did.
Oh my gosh! I actually feel better today.
Good.
Don't be fooled. Just after 6 o'clock, Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Miss Erin, local news in a second or two.
Lots of confusion about pay raises for sanitation workers. We'll talk about that.
So confused.
And staffing for police and fire department in Shreveport. We'll have more on that too. And changes need to be made. That's the message from a woman who says her little brother didn't have to die.
This whole show today, whatever happens, it's all your fault. You do understand that.
I do.
It's all your fault.
Yeah, I know.
And you didn't even mention the airport thing.
Not yet.
Fletcher and sports, traffic, and weather. It's all coming up this hour right here on KEEL.
The KEEL Morning Report, now on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
There is some confusion about pay raises for sanitation workers in Shreveport. The mayor has said drivers only would be getting a raise, but that apparently was not made clear to city council members. Now the mayor says he will work to get all sanitation workers a pay increase. KEEL News has raised questions about police staffing. We talked to Chief Ben Raymond about complaints that some higher-ranking officers aren't pulling their weight.
If there is any indication that we have officers that have free time, make me aware of it. I certainly don't have any free time. I squeeze in a nap, at night when I can get some sleep between emails and phone calls. So, in my opinion, the higher ranking position you have, the more dedicated and the busier you should be at work. That kind of comes along with the process. As you make rank, then more is expected of you.
We have found the city had 500 police and firefighters combined back in 1990. That number's now up to 1,100. A sister wants change in the wake of her brother's suicide. Savannah Hall wants changes to the youth justice program following her brother Solon Peterson's suicide. Hall says her 13-year-old brother killed himself after being locked in solitary confinement at the Ware Youth Center. Peterson allegedly set a roll of toilet paper on fire at Houghton Middle School and was sent to the center for a mental evaluation. Hall is working with Senator Ryan Gaddy in hopes of passing legislation to better serve those with mental health issues. Bossier Schools set a schedule to pick a new superintendent. Matt Parker with that.
Next week, the Bossier Parish School Board will interview the 6 candidates vying to be the next superintendent of schools. Dr. Vicki Younger, Mitch Downey, and Victor Monero will be interviewed on Monday. Brian Bignelli, Elizabeth Swinford, and Clarence Robinson will be interviewed on Tuesday. The board will then pick 2 finalists for the post and make a decision on April 8th. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
A company headquartered in Shreveport adding more jobs. Asteri, who currently has 27 workers, plans to add at least 5 more. The digital content provider, the latest to join in a new economic development program aimed to create sustainable jobs in the motion picture, digital, music, and theatrical industries. Speaking of that, a new report says for every dollar spent on Louisiana's film tax credit, state and local government gets about 36 cents back in tax revenue. However, those in favor of the tax credit plan say the industry's created thousands of jobs and has kept those in creative fields from leaving for other places. We have some news on the film front. The Highwaymen, a new Netflix movie starring Kevin Costner, puts a lot of focus on our state. The movie's about 2 Texas Rangers who are trying to track down Bonnie and Clyde back in the 30s. Loosely based on actual events, Costner's real-life inspiration was a part of the outlaw duo's demise in Gippsland. The majority of the movie was made in New Orleans, with parts of it being worked on and filmed in Shreveport. With the Mueller report in the rearview mirror, President Trump says he and his Republican colleagues will become the party of health care. The party failed to pass an Affordable Care Act repeal in 2017, despite a congressional majority, but Senator John Kennedy says they won't be giving up on efforts to undo the 9-year-old Obamacare.
It's been an unmitigated, unconditional, unequivocal failure. I regret that. I wish it had worked, but it hasn't. And I think we need to get rid of it, tear it out by the roots, and start over.
Real Clear Politics' average of polls shows the Affordable Care Act has 50% approval and 40% disapproval. The Republican candidates for governor made appearances at an event in the Baton Rouge area hosted by the Pelican Institute. Baton Rouge businessman Eddie Risponi was the first GOP contender to announce his campaign. When asked what makes him stand out from the other candidates, he says he's a businessman who's been in business a long time and not a politician.
I know what it takes to make a budget, generate jobs, create jobs, fill those jobs with education. Been very involved throughout the state with workforce development. I know all the different sectors of the economy.
Congressman Ralph Abraham said Louisiana's tax climate is toxic to business, and he's pledged to lower taxes. Facebook being charged with housing discrimination by the U.S. Housing Department. HUD says Facebook's ad platform was encouraging, enabling, and causing discrimination. Taxpayers in Massachusetts are being asked to help pay to remove pigeon droppings. The box now available on state tax forms. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Starting things off looking pretty clear for your early morning drive to work, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on North Market near North Hearn Avenue. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard Newetting at the Weather Channel.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. The Keel app is always a free download presented by Office Furniture Source. An awesome way to listen to this august and serious program.
We're August. We're August.
Oh, I'm all gussied up.
I want to be September.
My Nana used to say that.
He's all gussied up. He must be going to see Jesus on Sunday.
God, she had. Who was I telling yesterday? Oh, Stacy at Dr. Merriman's. My grandmother, my nanny, had the best little old lady Southern name of all time. Mattie Lee Spruill.
Mattie Lee
Spruill.
Yeah.
From Slocum County over in East Texas. Okay, so whatever happens today,
I'm in trouble.
this is kind of on you, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, where do we want to start? Let's start with what was your headline? Some confusion.
Yeah.
Explain to me and to everybody what you mean by some confusion, because not only is there confusion in this room, although I got to tell you, until you sort of pointed this out, I didn't really think it might be to the level that it seems to have risen.
It has gotten to the level of craziness.
Because I wasn't that confused until you pointed out a couple of sound bites and a couple of things that had been said at city council meetings and in this studio or to us over the phone. And I thought, wait a second. Now that you mention it, I can see where people might be, I don't want to say misled because that's too strong a word, but
it was a sin of omission.
You think so?
I think so.
So you're saying that someone sinned?
I think so. I think omitting telling the whole story at the moment when it needed to be told was omitting something.
Okay, pardon me. Enough of the tease.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Sanitation workers are not all getting a raise unless something changes. The only people aimed at getting a raise right now are the CDL drivers. Just the drivers of the trucks.
See, I understand.
Are included in that $400,000.
From what the mayor's spokesman Ben Riggs had said, from what the mayor had said to us, from what the mayor had said to me from day one.
In an op-ed he wrote and sent out to everyone, he talked about CDL drivers will be getting a raise.
And I understood that.
Here's the sin of omission. During council meetings, and apparently during discussions with council members, it was always said sanitation workers. We're going to take care of the sanitation workers. And here's the big sin of omission for me. When sanitation workers came over and over
to the meetings
and got up and spoke and said, we need a raise. We need a raise. We're struggling here. People are leaving every day for higher paying jobs. No one in the council meeting, and I'm blaming this on the council, the mayor, and all. No one said, we know you guys all need a raise, but right now we're focusing on the drivers.
In other words, nobody said, what we're talking about right now ain't you.
It ain't you. And you're standing there at the podium and you're thinking, if you pass a garbage fee, I'm going to get me some.
Is this soundbite we have from the mayor, is this an example
Yes.
of what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, this is from the council meeting on Tuesday, am I right?
Tuesday's meeting, yes.
Okay, so as you listen to this.
When he finally told the council where the money's going to be spent.
As you listen to this, understand that all this talk about when we've talked about the garbage fee and raises for sanitation workers, understand it's not at this point. It's just the CDL licensed drivers, right?
Right.
So here's the mayor. Listen, I want to know how you take this, because this is the mayor at the council meeting on Tuesday.
Somebody earlier was asking where the money is going. It's very simple, just two places. To the sanitation workers, public works, to take care of our trash pickup, and whatever is remaining will go in the reserve.
Okay.
To take care of our trash pickup.
Sanitation workers.
Doesn't say drivers.
Doesn't say drivers.
So if you're one of the sanitation workers, if you're one of those hardworking guys, throwing that stuff, working that back of the truck, do you take from that? Sounds to me like I'm getting a raise.
Sure does. Sounds to me like sanitation workers.
Okay, so all this sort of blew up yesterday because
Boy, did it.
because of little storm maker Erin McCarty.
Well, I'm not going to say it was me. There was a piece in the Times, and I'll give Sarah, I think's her name. She's new, and she wrote a piece saying that was going to be CDL drivers only, and that was her focus.
And in all fairness, that's what, in my mind, everybody had said from day one.
And that's the statement the city sent her. You know, to tell her this raise is only for CDL
but
drivers.
evidently she picked up on the same inconsistency that you did.
Yes, she did. Absolutely. So I got fewer yesterday.
Can you hang on a second? We need to, I'm look, either we can stop here and come back, or we can do a 28-minute segment and run 9 minutes of commercials in a row.
No. Let's stop and take a break, because I need to get my pay.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Erin McCarty, Diesel Driving Academy.
Yeah.
Traffic update. Here's Ruben.
Looks like I-20 eastbound's got to clear all the way to Monroe right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 westbound near North Market. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard DeWettig at the Weather Channel.
.101.7 FM, 710 Keel Sports Update from Fletch.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. LSU squares off against Michigan State in an East Regional semifinal game featuring the regular season champs of the SEC as well as the regular season and tourney champs in the Big Ten. The winner moves into the Elite Eight against the winner of tonight's Duke-Virginia Tech game. That game will be on Sunday. Now, last night in Sweet 16 action, Gonzaga eliminated Florida State. Purdue took Tennessee to overtime and knocked the Vols out. Texas Tech advanced with a slothful win over Michigan, and Virginia also took care of Oregon in a low-scoring affair. Baseball last night, Mississippi State beat LSU 6-5 in Starkville for the first game of an SEC series. Justin Foscue hit 2 home runs for the Bulldogs, while Mississippi State pitchers racked up 17 strikeouts. MSU is now 24-3 overall, 5-2 in SEC play. LSU falls to 17-9 and 4-3. Texas suffered their worst opening day loss in team history Thursday afternoon, falling to the Cubs 12-4 in Chris Woodward's debut as the Rangers manager. Javier Baez creamed 2 taters, a 3-run blast, and a solo shot to fuel the rout. Chris Bryant also socked a 2-run homer for Chicago to help back John Lester, who went 6 innings and gave up 2 runs. For his first win in his last 5 opening day starts, Elvis Andrus went 3 for 4 with a 2-run homer for Texas. And in a battle of last year's American League Cy Young winner, Tampa Bay's Blake Snell, and the runner-up, Houston's Justin Verlander, Verlander outdueled his counterpart in a 5-1 Astros win. Austin Meadows homered to lead off the game, but Verlander recovered to toss 7 innings with 9 strikeouts. The Astros' runs all came on homers. George Springer's 3-run shot and solo servings from new Astro Michael Brantley and Jose Altuve, all of them off Snell. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, Shreveport Security Systems text line.
Do you know what someone told me yesterday?
318-392-1884.
I'm addicting.
I beg your pardon?
I'm addicting. I like that.
You sure you heard that right? Okay, so back to the mayor, back to the city council, back to the sanitation workers, back to the CDL drivers, back to the article that was written in the Times about some confusion, which you have been talking about for some time, i.e., is it in some way, has it been, like I said, misleading, too strong a term? Has there been some confusion about who exactly in the talk of all this garbage fee?
Yeah.
Now we've got the $7 a month garbage fee starting May 1st, I think it is.
Garbage fee starts May 1st. It'll be on your June bill.
Has there been some kind of miscommunication from the hires up, from the higher ups about who exactly?
They will say no. They will say they were clear.
See,
from jump.
I've understood.
I did too, and I actually asked them when they were in here. I said, I'm just hearing you talk about CDL drivers.
So how did this miscommunication, how did this seeming inconsistency?
I think here's where it got twisted because it wasn't said really clearly in city council meetings. And when you had sanitation worker after sanitation worker come up to the podium to speak their 3 minutes, nobody said...
Now, you watched that beginning to end.
I watch them all.
Did you get the impression, and I'm not going to say...
I don't have a freaking life, I guess.
I'm not going to say this is a conclusion drawn by sanitation workers based on anything that was said by anyone. But when you saw the sanitation workers, a number of them...
A bunch of them.
At the city council meetings, was it your sense that the sanitation workers were under the impression they're getting a raise out of this?
Not only were they, so were the city council members.
That's my next question.
Yes.
In the last 24 to 36 hours, you've been conversing.
Oh, my God. My phone, I've gotten at least 100 text messages about this issue in the last 24 hours.
So without naming names, I guess, unless they give you the
most of them were in this realm, OMG. From council members. But I do have a change of tune I want to read to you. This comes to us from the mayor's communications boss, who
Ben Riggs.
Ben Riggs, who types in his little greasy text fingers or whatever he had. Since day one, the mayor has been committed to pay raises for sanitation workers. Over the past few months, his efforts focused on truck drivers. The discussion has since grown 24 hours ago, including all sanitation workers. If it is feasible to give all solid waste workers a pay raise, the mayor is certainly in favor of that. The administration is currently exploring that possibility. But right now, the only workers getting a pay raise June 1 are the drivers.
Is that the only communication you've had with the mayor's office over the last...
Oh, God, no.
But that's the last. That's the latest.
Well, no, you saw him call me a minute ago to say our mayor's comment is that we're running is out of context. That the mayor was following up Shericka Fields Jones saying that the driver's pay is going from 12-something to 15-something.
So here's my question. Is it unfair to say that for whatever reason, through perhaps no one's fault whatsoever, you've got a busload, a truckload of sanitation workers, not CDL drivers, but the sanitation workers themselves,
yes,
who are, as of yesterday at least, under the impression that they're about to get their paychecks increased.
Absolutely. Robert, if you have city council members who think all workers are getting a raise, do you truly think sanitation workers know the scoop? They don't.
So what's the plan for today?
Well, the plan for today, I'm trying to get, we're going to have a representative from the mayor's office joining us.
In about an hour?
7:40,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We're hoping the CAO could be here, but she may not be able to make it now, but we're working on that.
Ms. Jones Fields. Fields Jones.
We are also going to try to get one of the representatives from the sanitation workers. I'm busy working on that, but they're working now, and so I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. But we're trying to to iron that out right now with the scheduling and all.
It's all your fault. It's all on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's only one of the hornet's nests I poked yesterday.
So, we'll cover that when we get back.
Boy, I poked a big one.
1017.
I could have phrased that differently.
No, you phrased it perfectly. 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Ruben.
Looks like I-20 eastbound's got it clear all the way to Monroe right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 westbound near North Market. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard Newetting at the Weather Channel.
Of information. KEEL News now.
There is some confusion about pay raises for sanitation workers in Shreveport. The mayor has said drivers only would be getting a raise, but that apparently was not made clear to city council members. Now the mayor says he will work to get all sanitation workers a pay increase. A company headquartered in Shreveport to add more jobs. Esteri, who currently has 27 workers, will add at least 5 more. The digital content provider, the latest to join in a new economic development program aimed to create sustainable jobs in the motion picture, digital, music, and theatrical industries. A judge says if Attorney General Jeff Landry wants to continue a legal dispute over the governor's appointments to a water commission, he needs to name Governor John Bel Edwards as a defendant in the lawsuit. This big dispute is all over the Red River Waterway Commission. KEEL News raising questions about police staffing in Shreveport. We talked to Chief Ben Raymond about the numbers. We had far fewer officers back in 1990, and our population is down.
If I look back to 1990, and I don't have the crime stats in front of me, but I can just speak just out of general knowledge, some of the highest crime rate for our city was during the early 90s. I believe in 1993, we had over 22,000 Part 1 crimes. We had about 90 homicides. Last year, we had under 12,000 Part 1 crimes. We had 59 homicides, which was considered a high number in recent years.
We found the city had 500 police and firefighters combined in 1990. That number's now up to 1,100. A sister wants change in the wake of her brother's suicide. Matt Parker with that.
Savannah Hall wants changes to the youth justice system following her brother Solon Peterson's suicide. Hall says her 13-year-old brother killed himself after being locked in solitary confinement at the Ware Youth Center. Peterson allegedly set a roll of toilet paper on fire at Houghton Middle School and was sent to the center for a mental evaluation. Hall is working with Senator Ryan Gaddy in hopes of passing legislation that better serve those with mental health issues. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Big news impacting Barksdale. The Air Force has grounded its fleet of B-1 bombers. Lucas Tomlinson has more.
All 62 Air Force B-1 bombers have been grounded due to a suspected problem with the bomber's ejection seat. No bombers are currently deployed. In a statement, Air Force Global Strike Command says the rigging of the drogue chute is the suspected problem. Last year, the bombers were also grounded due to a separate problem with the ejection seat. Officials say the pause could last 1 month. The B-1 is a conventional bomber, which last year fired cruise missiles into Syria. At the Pentagon, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
President Trump in Michigan for a campaign rally mocking the so-called Green New Deal.
The Democrats are now advancing an extreme $100 trillion government takeover called the Green New Deal.
The Green New Deal, a non-binding resolution introduced to Congress last month, is aimed at addressing the dual crises of climate change and growing economic inequality. Proposed federal legislation would give state prison officials the ability they have long sought to jam the signals of cell phones smuggled to inmates within their walls. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty.
Troublemaker, I guess.
Huh?
I'm a troublemaker.
I was about to cough. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. I do feel better today.
Good.
I don't know if I sound any better.
Right.
But
you sound a little better. Yeah.
Do I?
Mm-hmm.
Where was I yesterday? Oh, and I came out and from lunch, and there was like another, literally the windshield on my car was the color of your St. Patrick's Day hat. I mean,
and
it was
your
just,
shirt, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I didn't realize I was wearing green.
Oh, man,
but
that's exactly the color.
I said yesterday, this pollen, this all my allergies, I feel like I'm vaping pollen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I exhale and you can almost see the green dust emit from my lungs.
You do need to do this over your head because it looks like you've got a little green halo up there. You need to get the halo off.
There's a guy named Ian Stewart. And we're going to take a couple of minutes and explain who that is because it's just awesome. And we have to this is the kind of thing we have to make time for.
Okay.
Because it's such an awesome story. You remember the story about Pete Best?
Yes.
Who is the Beatles drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And then they fired him.
God bless him.
And hired Ringo Starr.
Right.
About like 120 days or so before they became the most famous people on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
And I always thought,
unluckiest dude in the world.
If you're Pete Best.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I was this close to being
superstar,
a half a billionaire.
Yeah,
and I was such a wiener. They kicked me out of the band.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a story similar to that pertaining to the Rolling Stones. And Matt dug this up. The two guys who founded the band, who hired Mick and Keith and the other guys, was Brian Jones, the original guitarist who died, and a guy named Ian Stewart, who was a keyboards player.
Oh my.
And
I never heard of him.
I guess not many people have. And correct me where I'm wrong, Parky, or jump in where necessary. So they've got the Rolling Stones, and it's Keith and Mick and Brian Jones, and was Bill Wyman the original?
No, Dick Taylor was on bass, and Mick Avery was on drums.
So they replaced, it was Bill Wyman and
Charlie Watts.
And Charlie Watts were two later come to the party guys. And so they had 6 guys. And the agent / producer / record company, they say, look, 6 guys in a band, just Ain't going to happen.
Too much.
Plus, Ian Stewart was a little, what's the word I'm looking for?
Not the most handsome of fellas.
He was a little portly.
Oh, no.
And so they...
He has a lawsuit. He needs
no.
to file suit.
They kicked him out. Well, they didn't really kick him out of the band.
Okay.
They just said, you're still going to be in the band, but you're not going to be on any album covers. Or you're not going to be, like, when the girls, you're not going to be part of the band, really.
And
but
that got his panties in a ruffle.
When we go out on stage and play, you can come out with us and play, but you're just not going to be famous.
Like we will be.
And get a full cut. And by the way, you can be our road manager, too, and get Mick and Keith cigarettes and whiskey.
Oh, God.
And so that's the story of Ian Stewart. What am I leaving out?
Well, yeah, you were basically right. They went to Decca Records, and the Beatles were hot at that time, and they
were a quartet.
You got one too many members. You need to cut the fat guy out of the album covers. And in Keith Richards' book, he still calls it Ian Stewart's band. The Rolling Stones are Ian's band, and we're all living up to his legacy. But basically,
kick them out.
Did he go on to do anything?
Well, he ended up being their road manager. They let him stay on and play keyboards on stage.
Oh.
And for a lot of years,
he kept the deal?
And he was their road manager. Well, yeah, where else you going to go?
He made all the money. He just didn't get any of the fame or
But he died
groupies.
in 70s. Was it
85.
85.
So he did make some moolah.
Oh, yeah. He owned a golf course in Scotland and a bunch of stuff. But
see, I would like that. I can live in the public and nobody knows who I am. And I'm still a rich dude.
If you look at the fun Keith Richards and Mick Jagger were having compared to this guy's life, I'm sure he'd probably like a little bit of that action.
You're talking about women here now.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic update now. Here's Ruben.
Start things off looking pretty clear for your early morning drive to work, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on North Market near North Hearn Avenue. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687 Road.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard DeWettig at the Weather Channel.
.101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. See, I was going to talk about the airport thing here, but we can talk about the police thing.
No, I need to do the police thing here.
What's the police thing from yesterday?
Well, my headline, which is causing an uproar, does Shreveport have too many police and firefighters? And it all goes back to 1990 when the CAO at the time, Judy Pergerson, told the city council that the city has a total of 500 police and firefighters combined.
We talked about this yesterday, and my original thought was, well, wait a minute. Now, if we have 1,100 combined now, right?
Yeah, we now have 1,100.
Combined fire and police. And I'm thinking back to 1990. If there was only 500, I'm thinking, well, maybe in 1990, maybe they were about 500, 600 short. Maybe they needed more back then. Maybe they were understaffed.
There could be. That was a very high crime era. But I do know that I'm checking the numbers because I'm told now that Shreveport actually had 430 police officers back in 1990, and that's what Chief Ben Raymond told us yesterday.
But you were going originally off, what was the young lady's name
Judy
again?
Pergerson told the city council that during a meeting in January 23rd, 1990, that there were a total of 500 combined. Now I'm hearing that we had 430 police officers in 1990, and that would leave only 70 slots for firefighters, and that can't be true. But I'm getting the numbers. I've requested the numbers. But I did get an email from the chief because we talked to him yesterday, and he
Excuse me a second.
He sent me more info.
Did you hang on to those sound bites we had from Chief Raymond yesterday that I had you cut down, or did you dump those?
I got them, but Erin used them, so I don't know if they're still full length or not.
I'm talking, like the 20 and 30-second stuff.
Yeah, they're still full length. This is from the chief. I wanted to share some additional information with you following this morning's conversation. I asked our Human Resources Division to look into our staffing numbers a couple of weeks back and let me know if we were not in line with nationally accepted practices for the number of supervisors compared to officer staffing levels. And he was told, we have searched the material including management, staffing, and organizational studies. The IACP, International Association of Chiefs of Police, recommends a ratio of at least 2.5 sworn officers per 1,000 residents. And he compares Shreveport to Baton Rouge. Shreveport PD, 200,000 residents with 581 sworn officers equals 2.9 per 1,000, with 560 current sworn personnel positions. Baton Rouge PD, 230,000 residents with 698 sworn positions equals 3 officers per 1,000 residents. But the thing is, he also breaks it down into lieutenants and all that. That's the problem, I think. I think if you talk to officers, and I'm getting a lot of haterade about this because from police officers and firefighters, and I really want it to be clear. I'm not hating on police and firefighters. I think that's one of the most important jobs in our city. But it's 51% or better of our city budget. And that keeps going up. So we really need to get a handle on, are we spending it right? Do we have enough officers out on the street? Do we have enough firefighters out in homes putting in smoke detectors,
in
fighting
other words,
fires?
The question you're asking is, in police and fire departments in Shreveport, are there too many middle to upper managers?
Right. And I say this because I've submitted public records requests because I want the numbers by year for the agencies. And part of the problem I'm dealing with, and I don't want to be disrespectful, and I want to be, is that I got an email back from a police sergeant who said, I would like to talk to you about your public records request because I'm putting it together for you. Can you give me a call? Do you see anything wrong with that picture? Why is a police sergeant handling paper pushing for public records requests? Could we not do that better? Could we not have a civilian employee who makes $25,000 or $30,000 a year handling things like that, paperwork requests, things like that? And I know they're going to say, they won't understand but you train them. I mean, that's the deal. But is a police sergeant the one who needs to be doing that kind of a job? Would that police sergeant be better walking in the neighborhoods, riding in a patrol car, riding on horseback, riding on bike, whatever we need to do?
So your breakdown, your search, your investigation, so to speak, into allocation of resources, we got to go here, continues.
Oh, absolutely.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Do we have time for a 30? You want to go to traffic? You tell me. Time for traffic. Here's Ruben.
Looks like I-20 eastbound's got to clear all the way to Monroe right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 westbound near North Market. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard Duetting, the Weather Channel.
The stories you want to know about. We've got breaking news and trending talk right here on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. LSU squares off against Michigan State in an East Regional semifinal game featuring the regular season champs of the SEC as well as the regular season and tourney champs in the Big Ten. The winner moves into the Elite Eight against the winner of tonight's Duke-Virginia Tech game. That game will be on Sunday. Now, last night in Sweet 16 action, Gonzaga eliminated Florida State. Purdue took Tennessee to overtime and knocked the Vols out. Texas Tech advanced with a slothful win over Michigan, and Virginia also took care of Oregon in a low-scoring affair. Baseball last night, Mississippi State beat LSU 6-5 in Starkville for the first game of an SEC series. Justin Foscue hit 2 home runs for the Bulldogs, while Mississippi State pitchers racked up 17 strikeouts. MSU is now 24-3 overall, 5-2 in SEC play. LSU falls to 17-9 and 4-3. Texas suffered their Texas suffered their worst opening day loss in team history Thursday afternoon, falling to the Cubs 12-4 in Chris Woodward's debut as the Rangers manager. Javier Baez creamed 2 taters, a 3-run blast, and a solo shot to fuel the rout. Chris Bryant also socked a 2-run homer for Chicago to help back John Lester, who went 6 innings and gave up 2 runs. For his first win in his last 5 opening day starts, Elvis Andrus went 3 for 4 with a 2-run homer for Texas. And in a battle of last year's American League Cy Young winner, Tampa Bay's Blake Snell, and the runner-up, Houston's Justin Verlander outdueled his counterpart in a 5-1 Astros win. Austin Meadows homered to lead off the game, but Verlander recovered to toss 7 innings with 9 strikeouts. The Astros runs all came on homers. George Springer's 3-run shot and solo servings from new Astro Michael Brantley and Jose Altuve, all of them off Snell. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert and Erin. I found this. You may not have heard about this. Tomorrow, supposedly worldwide, certainly nationwide, there's a movement. It's called Turn Off Your Lights for Earth Hour.
Oh.
Turn Off Your Lights for Earth Hour, Saturday, March 30th, 2019.
What time?
8:30 p.m.
I'm going to turn every light on.
See, that's my thought.
Turn them all on.
Why in the world would anyone want to be like North Korea? Why? I have a better idea. Let's cook our food on Feces Day. Because that's what they do in Afghanistan. That's what they do in parts of Africa or the Middle East where they're living in poverty.
Yeah.
Why? And they cook their food on dried dung. Why don't we just do that? If eliminating degrees of our technology is such a good thing, let's go full bore. Let's not do it halfway.
Right.
Let's turn everything off. You can cook your Vienna sausages on a pile of dog poop.
Yeah.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Rush Limbaugh.
Millions of Americans are still forced to separate their garbage from their recyclables. But more and more cities are now sending all the garbage in one big pile to the landfill. After 50 years of lecturing us and pressuring us and demanding that we recycle everything to save the earth, cities are trashing their recycling programs because they're too expensive. One reason is the Chi-Coms. The Chi-Coms used to buy all of our recycled stuff, but they got tired of all the garbage that was mixed in. So in January 2018, they stopped importing our junk. Another reason recycling programs are biting the dust, they never made financial sense. Big trash haulers used recycling as a loss leader to snag the accounts they really wanted, carting everyday trash from residences and industries, but now they're raising prices like corporations used to pretend they believed in global warming because they knew their customers did, but they never did. Now, without China's money and with haulers charging more, recycling has become a luxury cities cannot pay for. When cities were pushing recycling as a sure way to save the earth, they said we couldn't afford not to do it. Now those same people say we can't afford to do it. So adios recycling. It doesn't matter because according to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, we only have 12 years to live anyway, so trash it all, folks. It's not going to matter in 12 years. Live it up.
Leaders from the local community, the state, and the nation. We have them all.
This is Deputy Chief Bill Gooden with your Shreveport Police Department, and it is always my privilege to have an opportunity to talk to Robert and Erin in the morning. They do a tremendous job, and we appreciate their support.
We are KEEL, 1017 FM and 710 Keel.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Keel app, a free download from Office Furniture Source. One more look at traffic this hour. Just ahead of Fox News, here's Ruben.
Starting things off looking pretty clear for your early morning drive to work, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on North Market near North Hearn Avenue. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard DeWettig at the Weather Channel.
Breaking news and trending talk. KEEL, 710 AM and K269GO, 1017 FM, Shreveport.
Just a couple of seconds past 7 o'clock. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM is 710 Keel. Erin, local news in a second or two. What's up?
Some confusion about pay raises for sanitation workers. We'll try to get to the bottom of that. Also talking about police and fire department staffing. We'll have more on that coming up, too. And some good news on the jobs front.
Okay, so the mayor's information guy, Ben Riggs, joins us at about 20 till the hour.
Mm-hmm.
CAO Sharika Fields-Jones may be joining him. Hopefully she can make this little get-together.
We hope so.
In those two chairs.
Right.
Airport Authority meeting today, and it may be illegal.
That's what some are saying, but they're moving forward with it.
You'll explain, right?
You bet.
Fletcher Sports, traffic, and weather. It's all coming up this hour, and it's here on Keel.
KEEL Morning Report, now on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
For the second time in less than a year, the U.S. Air Force has grounded its entire fleet of B-1 bombers. Global Strike Command, headquartered at Barksdale, says the stand-down will allow crews time to thoroughly inspect each aircraft and fix possible problems with ejector seats. The Air Force says the safety of airmen is paramount. There's some confusion about pay raises for sanitation workers in Shreveport. The mayor has said drivers only would be getting a raise, but that apparently was not clear to council members. Now the mayor, though, has changed course, saying he will work to get all sanitation workers a pay increase if it's feasible. KEEL News has raised questions about police and fire staffing. We talked to Chief Ben Raymond about the issue. One concern has to do with modernization.
First of all, we do have to still handwrite reports. We're in the process now of upgrading our report management system, and not to try to get too down in the weeds, but we have a software-based report management system, which means if it's not installed on the computer, you don't have access to it.
We found the city had 500 police and firefighters combined in 1990, but some say those numbers are not accurate. We now have, though, 1,100 police and firefighters. Could be some sparks flying today at the Shreveport Airport Authority meeting set for 10 o'clock this morning. Some say the meeting is not even legal since there was not proper notice. 3 of the Airport Authority members are being removed by the mayor, but they're not going quietly. They're fighting and threatening a lawsuit. A new report says film tax credits costing taxpayers money. Matt Parker with that.
According to a new report, for every dollar spent on Louisiana's film tax credit, state and local governments get about 30 cents back in tax revenue. However, those in favor of the tax credit plan say that the industry has created thousands of jobs in the state and has kept those in creative fields from leaving for other places. Those in the film industry also argue that the study does not take into account ripple effects from the industry like locally started production companies. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
CVS and Walgreens are beginning to distribute over-the-counter CBD products on the national level, but don't expect to see it at your local store under the current law. Dr. Benjamin Springate says CBD has stories that circulate for it being the fix for many medical issues, but only one has been proven so far.
Scientifically, so far, we do know that it has been proven to help out a type of childhood seizure which can be really disabling for many children who are affected by it.
While CBD products have been sold in Louisiana before, recently citations have been issued to those selling the supplements. The LSU Tigers take on Michigan State and their Hall of Fame coach Tom Izzo tonight at 6:09 in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. The Will Wade saga intensified yesterday with a new Yahoo report. But despite the recruitment scandal, Interim coach Tony Benford says the suspended coach still stays in touch with the team.
Coach texts with the players and he texts with our coaching staff and stuff, but no, he's not here, so we've had to take ownership. We're Coach Hire, myself, and Coach Armstrong. We got to implement the game plan, and we're doing the game plan.
The report says an FBI wiretap caught Wade discussing a strong deal to a Baton Rouge basketball influencer, reportedly for Javonte Smart. Wade then says the deal was turned down because they wanted a bigger piece of the pie. You can hear the game, by the way, tonight on AM 1130, The Tiger. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
.101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Time for traffic. Here's Ruben.
The intersection of North Spring Street and East Stoner Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now, and we have some traffic delays on Shed Road near Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard Duetting at the Weather Channel.
What you doing down there?
I can't really tell you.
Stirring up trouble.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Without telling us exactly who you're texting, who are you texting?
The state treasurer.
Well, that narrows it down.
Yeah. Oh, checking on my money. I'm checking on my money.
She's got her mind on her money and
As
her
big a
money on her
fan.
mind.
Yeah, that's it. Gin and Juice McCarty. 101.
That's a nasty drink. Who drinks that?
I
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of guys and a lot of songs. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. That Keel app is all.
Can I go a day without causing trouble?
No. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Keel app, a free download from Office Furniture Source. Okay, so the airport authority folks meet today. And let's start at the end, and once again, we'll work our way back. What do you mean it might be an illegal get-together?
Well, there are some
Explain to me what you mean.
To have a meeting of a public body, a public entity, there has to be 24-hour notice typically. And there are some folks who are claiming there's not been 24-hour notice on this meeting.
Would those folks be the same ones who object to the mayor's replacement of Mrs. Ballingy?
No,
Sheehy,
quite to the contrary.
And Jackson.
Quite to the contrary.
On the authority board.
It's people who don't want those three still meeting. It's people who want them gone before they have a new meeting. So it's people who want them, they don't want these three women voting on any more airport action. That's the sense I get. I don't know that for certain.
Who calls the meeting? Does the board? It calls the meeting.
The airport authority, and then they have staff that works
I would
for the
assume
airport.
they have regularly scheduled get-togethers. Evidently not, or is this a special
they do.
meeting?
No, they do have regularly scheduled meetings. I'm not sure if this one's a special one or not. I don't know, but you know what? It's right there at the airport. We're a mile down the road. I'm bopping over there today. I'm going to bop over there and see how this goes, because I don't go to too many public meetings anymore because I spent decades going to meeting after meeting after meeting, and I'm tired of them. But there are a couple of them that I like to go to, and I want to see how it shakes out.
Will the mayor be at today's meeting?
No. If he's there, I'd be shocked. No, he doesn't go to those kind of meetings. Typically, I've never seen a mayor in there.
So
I used to go to airport authority meetings back in the day.
If the mayor is not at today's meeting, if obviously the three replacement authority board members that he wants won't be there.
No, they're still on the authority.
No. The mayor's.
Oh, the new ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who have yet
he's
to
only
be
got two right now.
Who have yet to be named.
No, he's named them.
Two of the three, not all three.
Well, he named all three. One had to back out because she didn't live in the city.
But they won't. Well, they're not going to be at the meeting today.
They can go. They're welcome to go.
But what's the point of? I mean, why is today going to be such a big meeting if there's not going to be this confrontation that you seem to be looking for?
Well, I don't know that it will be. They could pass something. They could say, we want to hire Matt Parker as airport director. They could vote on it and pass it.
I like that idea, actually.
And, and that's obviously not what the mayor wants. Not good for the city.
Which is interesting you bring that up, because that is at the root of all of this. Fair?
Yeah. I say that without...
Right now, we have an interim airport director appointed by the mayor.
Right.
But to get the guy full-time, to get the one the mayor wants, and well, go ahead. You fill everybody in.
The airport authority has 5 members. They vote for hiring a new airport director. The airport authority votes. Then that nominee goes before the city council for approval. I think the mayor wants a bigger say in the new airport director.
Well,
that is my sense.
Is it
I may
unfair
be
to
wrong.
say he wants his guy?
It's not unfair to say that, and that's typically, But the funny thing about this to me is that I don't know that the 3 ladies that he's removing have told him, I'm not hiring your guy. Because I got the sense that he and Margaret Sheehy had not had a conversation.
Well, then let's go back to the early 1990s with Hazel Baird and Hersey Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be unfair to say that her attempt in the early 90s to remove Hersey Jones from the airport authority board, would it be fair to say that it was a political move?
Of course. But the funny thing, during my search the other day, I found that guess who made the motion to nominate Hersey Jones to the airport authority?
It was Hazel Beard.
It was Hazel Beard.
But
and then a year later, she's trying to remove him.
Because he ran against her for mayor.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are in 2019, and Mayor Perkins wants to replace Ballingy, Sheehy, and Jackson, all 3 of whom were Tyler supporters.
But I think if you asked Adrian Perkins, he would tell you that has nothing to do with it. That he likes all three of these women. They do great things for the city. I just think he wants a little more influence on who the next
a little
airport
more
director
influence
is.
would be the majority of members.
Right.
Okay, so that's a lot of influence.
And that, and maybe the ones he's asking to serve have pledged, I'll vote for your guy. I don't know that. I don't know that that's true. He just wants his folks.
And publicly, when they were talking about the nominees, I guess you can call them, they have some sort of airport/pilot/aviation experience.
Right. He has the two that are up have some pretty strong qualifications. So, he's not picking the Matt Parkers of the world, if you get my drift.
Oh, Matt flies every weekend. Let me be the first to tell you. We'll see. The meeting this morning is at 10, and we'll find out more about this on Monday morning.
Yeah.
You're pointing at your phone. Does that mean that we have...
We have en route, we have Ben Riggs, who's the mayor's communications director, and we have Sharika Fields-Jones, CAO. They're en route, going to join us in studio here in a minute.
101.7 FM, 710 KEEL traffic update now. Here's Ruben.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic on West 70th Street, Mansfield Road. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive near Oldman Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard DeWettig at the Weather Channel.
.7 FM, 710 KEEL Sports Time. Here's Fletch.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. LSU squares off against Michigan State in an East Regional semifinal game featuring the regular season champs of the SEC as well as the regular season and tourney champs in the Big Ten. The winner moves into the Elite Eight against the winner of tonight's Duke-Virginia Tech game. That game will be on Sunday. Now, last night in Sweet 16 action, Gonzaga eliminated Florida State. Purdue took Tennessee to overtime and knocked the Vols out. Texas Tech advanced with a slothful win over Michigan, and Virginia also took care of Oregon in a low-scoring affair. Baseball last night, Mississippi State beat LSU 6-5 in Starkville for the first game of an SEC series. Justin Foscue hit 2 home runs for the Bulldogs, while Mississippi State pitchers racked up 17 strikeouts. MSU is now 24-3 overall, 5-2 in SEC play. LSU falls to 17-9 and 4-3. Texas suffered their worst opening day loss in team history Thursday afternoon, falling to the Cubs 12-4 in Chris Woodward's debut as the Rangers manager. Javier Baez creamed 2 taters, a 3-run blast, and a solo shot to fuel the rout. Chris Bryant also socked a 2-run homer for Chicago to help back John Lester, who went 6 innings and gave up 2 runs. For his first win in his last 5 opening day starts, Elvis Andrus went 3 for 4 with a 2-run homer for Texas. And in a battle of last year's American League Cy Young winner, Tampa Bay's Blake Snell, and the runner-up, Houston's Justin Verlander, Verlander outdueled his counterpart in a 5-1 Astros win. Austin Meadows homered to lead off the game, but Verlander recovered to toss 7 innings with 9 strikeouts. The Astros runs all came on homers. George Springer's 3-run shot and solo servings from new Astro Michael Brantley and Jose Altuve, all of them off Snell. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
.1017 FM, 710 Keel. I know she's cleaning up. This is awesome.
Just randomly.
Yeah.
Oh, bumper music's on? Let me stand up and walk around for a bit.
A radio show?
So much junk over here.
You just noticing this, or are you just cleaning up because we have guests in a little bit?
No, I just realized I had so much junk when I went to put my coffee down. I went, golly, I haven't cleaned up in a minute.
It's been there for months.
I know.
I was going to say it's been there since probably Labor Day of 18.
Indulge me for just a minute because we got a text from one of our dear friends. I'm not going to say who. Today is National Vietnam War Veterans Day. To all those who served, thank you for your service and welcome home.
Not bad, kid.
Yeah.
Not bad.
They didn't get what they deserved, that's for sure.
So what did you walk out on?
Well,
the show?
I walked out of a comedy show last night. And this is just a note to comics, okay? I'm not going to tell you where it was because I don't want to get in trouble. But I'm at a comedy show where people are eating.
And, you know, to Shreveport and Bossier's credit, over the last, what would you say, Parky, 6 months to a year?
A little bit longer than that.
There has been a rejuvenation in open mic nights at a bunch of places around the area. But go ahead, please.
And this particular place has, you know, a slate of comics that come in and put on their little 30-minute, what do you call it?
Local folks set.
Yes,
Local
thank you.
folks, some of whom are, in fact, very talented.
Yeah, and there are some that are actually from out of town, too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know where this particular person was from. I'm not even going to say he or she because I don't want to tick anybody really off. I've already done that all week. But folks are eating, and this person gets up there and talks about being thrown up on. I mean, it was a funny story. But it's not a funny story when people are eating. Seriously. Who does that?
A comic.
Who talks about vomiting while people are eating?
You mean like now?
No one's eating right now.
You don't know. It's breakfast time.
Okay,
it's 7:27.
let's stop talking about it then. I'm done. I'm walking out.
The point is, your time slot, and you got to do your material.
Not while people are
you
eating.
got the bit you got.
Oh.
You know?
Scratch that joke from your routine, please. When people have fried catfish in front of them.
Let me tell you.
And coleslaw.
And I don't know if I mentioned this to you in much the same vein.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have reached the dregs. We have reached the bottom of our society. When of all the things that people are putting on Facebook, did I tell you about this?
No.
I have a friend of mine.
Oh, you did? Oh, don't. People are eating. Don't do it.
we are both mutual friends of this young lady, and as soon as you told this story, it happened to pop up on my Facebook feed.
Oh my
And both her
God.
kids got sick like in the middle of the night, and she put like some people just put random photos of their lives on Facebook.
Yeah, tell me she didn't put photos of.
She put a picture of the kids' sheets on Facebook. Kids got sick in the middle of the night last night while I was up cleaning up till about 4 in the morning.
Thanks for sharing.
Of all the photos, I didn't want to
Please.
see.
I want to see your ingrown toenail tomorrow. Can you put that up?
1017 FM, 710 Keel. In just a couple of seconds, in much the same vein in this last segment. No, not really. We have Ben Riggs
nice.
and Sharika Fields. I mean, one of the beauties of this show
Is that we screw up all the
is that
time.
we will go from this segment to talking to two of the most powerful people in the city of Shreveport.
Yes.
Within a 5-minute
It's
span.
amazing.
It's yeah, you're damn right it is. 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Ruben.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic on West 70th Street, Mansfield Road. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive near Oldman Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard DeWettig, the Weather Channel.
Information. KEEL News now.
There is some confusion about pay raises for sanitation workers in Shreveport. The mayor has said drivers only would be getting a raise, but that apparently was not made clear to city council members. Now the mayor says he will work to get all sanitation workers a pay increase. A company headquartered in Shreveport to add more jobs. Esteri, who currently has 27 workers, will add at least 5 more. The digital content provider, the latest to join in a new economic development program aimed to create sustainable jobs in the motion picture, digital, music, and theatrical industries. A judge says if Attorney General Jeff Landry wants to continue a legal dispute over the governor's appointments to a water commission, he needs to name Governor John Bel Edwards as a defendant in the lawsuit. This big dispute is all over the Red River Waterway Commission. KEEL News raising questions about police staffing in Shreveport. We talked to Chief Ben Raymond about the numbers. We had far fewer officers back in 1990, and our population is down.
If I look back to 1990, and I don't have the crime stats in front of me, but I can just speak just out of general knowledge, some of the highest crime rate for our city was during the early 90s. I believe in 1993, we had over 22,000 Part 1 crimes. We had about 90 homicides. Last year, we had under 12,000 Part 1 crimes, and we had 59 homicides, which was considered a high number in recent years.
We found the city had 500 police and firefighters combined in 1990. That number's now up to 1,100. A sister wants change in the wake of her brother's suicide. Matt Parker with that.
Savannah Hall wants changes to the youth justice system following her brother Solon Peterson's suicide. Hall says her 13-year-old brother killed himself after being locked in solitary confinement at the Ware Youth Center. Peterson allegedly set a roll of toilet paper on fire at Houghton Middle School and was sent to the center for a mental evaluation. Hall is working with Senator Ryan Gaddy in hopes of passing legislation to better serve those with mental health issues. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Big news impacting Barksdale. The Air Force has grounded its fleet of B-1 bombers. Lucas Tomlinson has more.
All 62 Air Force B-1 bombers have been grounded due to a suspected problem with the bomber's ejection seat. No bombers are currently deployed. In a statement, Air Force Global Strike Command says the rigging of the drogue chute is the suspected problem. Last year, the bombers were also grounded due to a separate problem with the ejection seat. Officials say the pause could last 1 month. The B-1 is a conventional bomber, which last year fired cruise missiles into Syria. At the Pentagon, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
President Trump in Michigan for a campaign rally mocking the so-called Green New Deal.
The Democrats are now advancing an extreme $100 trillion government takeover called the Green New Deal.
The Green New Deal, a non-binding resolution introduced to Congress last month, is aimed at addressing the dual crises of climate change and growing economic inequality. Proposed federal legislation would give state prison officials the ability they have long sought to jam the signals of cell phones smuggled to inmates within their walls. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
What did he say? I just want to talk more about the Rolling Stones.
No, Matt, you can't do that.
They kicked out the fat guy. What more do you need to know? They did.
That's so sad.
You just cosmetically, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL, Robert and Erin. The guy's name was Ian Stewart, and he was one of the founders and of the... What?
Not one of, the founder.
Yeah, he and Brian Jones.
Well, he's the one that called he was the one that put out the message, hey, I'm looking for musicians that can play the blues.
And then so like when they started to hit it big, they get the agent, the record company said, you just don't, you're cosmetically speaking, you're just not what we're looking for. Jeez. So they let him tour. Basically he was a member of the Rolling Stones. He just wasn't on the album covers or at appearances or...
God bless him.
And he still played keyboards on stage and eventually became their road manager. And
but you know, he has the best of both worlds.
And still got a piece of the action. He didn't get what Mick and Keith and all of them made.
But he's still a millionaire, probably.
He did. If you look it up, his net worth at his death was about $1 million.
You know, he lived okay. And no one knew who he was. He could do whatever he wanted.
The point is, nobody stood up for him. When it came time, when the agent, when the record company came and said, oh, yeah, the porcine fellow, he's got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said, hey, he's my mate, you know?
Nobody said under the bus.
That's not they used that, all right, if you don't want him on the record labels, we want to own our own masters, which was like the first deal ever like that. So they negotiated a deal that was great for the band and part of the reason they're billionaires now.
Over his body. That's the problem. Well, we're going to kick you out, but we're going to make even more money when you're dead.
Oh, Lord.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. In just a couple of seconds, we have CAO, Shreveport City Chief Administrative Officer Sharika Fields. Jones. And information guy, Ben Riggs.
Communications manager, Ben Riggs.
Yeah. What did I say? Information guy?
We got to talk trash. There's a lot of stuff to talk about today.
So you just want to
budget.
Want to wrap up early? They'll be here in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, let's wrap up and then let's get them in their chairs.
Traffic update right now. Here's Ruben on Keel.
The intersection at Greenwood Road and Hearn Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard DeWettig at the Weather Channel.
.101.7 FM, 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, Shreveport Security Systems text line 318-392-1884. So do the introductions, please.
All right, we have the City of Shreveport's Chief Administrative Officer, Sharika Fields Jones. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ben Riggs, the Communications Manager for the City of Shreveport.
Good morning.
Thank y'all for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the invite.
We have to start, and you, Miss Jones, is that okay?
Yes.
Fields, whatever, however, or Sharika, doesn't matter.
Sharika Jones is good.
You helped me with
like
regard
SFJ. Come to
SFJ.
think of it.
That's my initials,
I
so
like
that's
that.
okay too.
That's cool. Yeah.
Well, she brought
That might stick.
She brought a towel.
You helped me with regard to where the money from the sanitation fee is going. The $7 garbage fee is going to generate $5 million, $400,000 to be spent on sanitation workers, and the remainder will go to shore up the reserve. It helped me when you texted me or emailed me yesterday and said, you guys got a budget at the end of 2018 that spent $6 million more than we had. So you had to take $6 million out of the reserve to cover what was in the budget. You guys didn't prepare the budget. That's what you were handed.
Right.
Am I accurate?
That's correct. So you're correct. The reserve is like a savings account. So anytime, and as you mentioned, the last budget shows that we were spending more than we were bringing in, that gap had to come from the savings account. So the relief that we will receive from the Clean City fee, that $5 million, will allow us to put that money back.
Okay.
And just like any of us, that our credit worthiness is depending on how much is on our savings account. If any of us wanted to go out and, borrow some money, of course the lender would ask, okay, how much money's coming in, how much going out, what's in your savings account.
But you were assistant CAO. You helped put together that budget. Did anyone wave red flags and go, guys, we're overspending. This is too much.
This is, and with the increases that we've had to, of course, by mandate, to add to police and fire for longevity, our health care, pension, there's been a trend of increases in expenditures. So, yes, I have been watching this. At the same time, at the end of the day, it is upon our leadership to make those final decisions. So, we will be working with this council going forward, again, showing where we are, showing the numbers, and then we'll be making those decisions again.
We need to talk trash, Robert.
As Erin has pointed out, as a recent article in the Times pointed out, there seems to be some confusion as to who will and will not be getting raises from the monies raised by the new garbage fee. Erin and I talked about this yesterday for a little bit. We brought Matt in on it, and it was not something that I ever misunderstood. I knew it was CDL drivers. It seemed to me that you, Ben, who had been here a couple or three times, that the mayor who had spoken on this, it was always CDL drivers. And yet somewhere along the way, things seem to have gotten a little blurry. How do you think that happened?
I don't know that how it happened is as important as where we are now. But to your point, all along, the discussion has focused on CDL drivers. Now, the mayor's intentions, he's always wanted all sanitation workers to be paid a fair, livable wage for the hard work that they do. But the initial conversations focused on CDL drivers because that's what caused the shortage that begged this whole conversation. If you go back to Christmas, New Year's, when we were unable to keep up with the trash schedule, it's because we couldn't put enough trucks out there. And that's because we weren't paying competitive wages to CDL drivers. Yeah. Now the discussion's grown.
Yeah.
The discussion's grown. And, Councilman Green was instrumental in brokering the $7 fee. And his intentions were all sanitation workers. Once again, that aligns with the mayor's objectives. And so he's directed his staff to look into the feasibility of this. And if it's feasible, he wants to do everything he can to make it happen.
But back to my original point, you have city council people who were at least saying that they were under the impression that it was going to be all sanitation workers. You certainly have sanitation workers who were thinking that, right? How did this get so muddled? Any idea?
Well, I have no idea how the confusion happened for other people. I mean, our messaging was consistent, and but once again, I don't think that how the confusion was born is as important as where we are now.
Well,
so what are the chances of that happening? As you look at it now, with the $7 a month fee, raising the $5 million, et cetera, the mayor can say, as you just said, we'd love to give everybody in the sanitation department a raise. What's that going to be added? What's that added cost, and what are the odds?
That's what we're looking at right now. That's what we're looking into right now. I mean, the fee. This,
do you have any
Erin's been chewing on this Vienna sausage for a long time, but at this point, the fee passed
late Tuesday night. I mean,
Sure.
that was a long council meeting. It passed late Tuesday night. It's Friday. We're looking into
the CDL driver cost was $400,000, right?
It was like $397.
Is that half the workers? Is it a third of the workers? Do we know?
I don't know that number off the top of my
Okay,
head.
Sharika, do you know?
I don't have that number off the top of my head,
Well,
but that is all. That would provide it for all CDL drivers.
So we're not helping the reserve at all.
Oh, no,
Wait, because we generate 5 million, 400,000's already taken. Let's say another 400,000 for the rest of them. So now that number's down to 4 million.
Well, actually, remember the reserve is in the general fund.
Right.
The solid waste fee is going
that's
100% to the enterprise fund, 100% to solid waste. So we still will have the full relief in the general fund because sanitation is being taken off of the general fund.
Okay.
books.
So there'll be 5 million. You won't have to move from the general fund. But you're still
5.4.
You're still overspending by $1 million.
Sure.
From that,
Right.
correct?
Well, and if you remember, our initial proposal was to fully fund solid waste.
Mhm.
The $5 million partially funds it. So the general fund will still, in the future, have to provide a little bit of support, but it still gives us relief.
And if y'all go back to the conversations, you remember when me and Keith came a while back, there was talks about what he could do with technology to make cuts, and like he was unfolding his ideas, but at the end of the day, he's not going to make 8.4 million in savings, right? Bringing it down to 1 million puts it in the ballpark where you can actually start to make cuts.
Let me ask y'all this, because we've been talking about this garbage fee for a couple of months, and you guys saw sanitation workers come up to the podium to speak. I find it a sin of omission, I'll be quite blunt, that nobody stopped and said, you know what, Mrs. Whoever, this isn't going to give you a raise. Every one of those workers that came up to the podium thought this was going to fund them.
Were those workers not drivers?
They were some of them were workers and some were drivers.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That's where I think this all got out of whack.
Yeah, I don't remember who was a driver and who was a worker, and so
Okay.
I can't respond to that specifically. But once again, the messaging throughout was consistent on behalf of the mayor and his team. We were focusing our efforts on CDL drivers because that's what brought this conversation to a head. But still, once again, I'll go back and say what's important is where we're at now.
Mhm.
So we're looking. The mayor is committed.
Is there a bit of pressure on the mayor, on his administration, now that you've said we're kind of looking at a raise for everybody, where you really can't mention it without doing it?
I think we can mention it. We're always looking at the numbers.
I mean, you can't say, hey, there was kind of a mix-up, and so all along we wanted you guys to get the raise, and we're really looking at it now. And in a week to 10 days, no, we can't do that. I mean, have you boxed yourself into a corner a little bit?
I don't think we have. We're always looking at the numbers, not just for sanitation, for all the employees. We try to brush up on make sure that we understand what that looks like because, they do deserve some relief, from the sanitation workers included. So we do want to make sure that, we're able to provide that information. And ultimately, the council has to make the decision. The budget amendment is approved by the council. So we will provide that information if they want to go forward with it. We support it.
You're in charge now. You're the CAO. What are you doing now to make sure we're not spending $6 million more next year than we're taking in?
Yes, we still, even with this fee, want to make sure that we are making sure that we're being efficient as possible. So we have already started looking at where our expenditures are. We're going through those exercises with the department heads, and also looking at opportunities on the revenue side as well. So we want to continue to go through that process, and we'll have that information for the council so that they can be able to make those decisions.
Are you seeing some things we can trim?
You've
heard all that talk about cut the budget.
What was your line last time? We're wringing out the towel.
We are that, and that is a very. I can't think of a better way to describe it.
Well, it was yours.
Because it is. I mean, it's almost like finding nickels and dimes here and there. Every little bit makes a difference. Keith, having him on board makes a big difference because now we're looking at technology in a new way. We're going to be documenting those savings that we're finding as we go, little by little. If it's just $100,000 here or a few dollars there, we'll take it.
What about a police pay raise? They have been beaten on the door.
Well, there's nothing. At this point, we're like I said, we're looking at pay raises for sanitation workers. We're focusing on that. I know that there are a couple councilmen that's bringing that up, and then if it comes to a head, we'll have that discussion.
Thank you guys for coming in. We really appreciate it. Thanks a bunch.
You.
Oh, I thought you were going to say their names again.
Oh, no, I'll let you do it. Did you get every question answered?
I did.
Okay.
I'm not the one. I'm not the one who's making friends and influencing City Hall.
I just want to make sure my garbage gets picked up next week.
Ben Riggs, Chief Sharika Fields Jones, Chief Administrative Officer for the city, and Ben Riggs, Information.
He always gets it wrong.
Communications Manager. How's that?
I'm giving him 2 jobs, trying to get him a raise too.
He's the company screw up.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel traffic update now. Here's Ruben.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic on Midway Avenue near Mansfield Road. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard DeWettig at the Weather Channel.
On 7 FM, 710 Keel, Robert and Erin. Okay, at 10 past 8 o'clock, we have Keith Hansen from another City Hall guy.
He's saving money, he says.
And he is the Chief Technological Officer and a man who definitely sees the big picture.
Yeah.
He's always got some cool ideas of what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, and he just launched the public budget website where you can actually go on and it's all broke down by department and all that stuff.
You can make pretty graphs and all that. The people's budget's up and going.
Then at about 8:40, we have Ronnie Jones, who is the State Gaming Control Board Chairman. And
I wanted him to leak me that list of the self-imposed gambling.
He's got that job for a reason.
Yeah, he wouldn't leak it to me.
He doesn't bow to the pressures of people like you.
Yeah.
The point being, there is, and we didn't know about this until that Karen Carter Peterson story came out earlier this week or last.
You can put your own name.
You can
on a ban from the boats, from the river boats.
Yeah.
If you think you have a gambling problem, you can call them up and say,
basically what you're telling them is, if you see me on the boat, it means I've fallen off the wagon.
And kick me off.
And I am giving you permission to drag me away.
Yeah.
No matter how much kicking and screaming I do.
Right, that I do not need to be there.
And there has, bluntly speaking, speculation as to how much kicking and screaming Ms. Carter Peterson.
I wonder how much he'll tell us about the list. Like how many people are on it.
He doesn't tell you much at all.
How many people from Shreveport-Bossier.
Luckily, there are other topics.
Yeah.
Maybe he can tell you how many people are on the list.
He's been in D.C., by the way, talking about sports betting. So
that's you think that's a clock that's ticking? You think that's going?
Oh yeah.
Even in Louisiana,
I'd bet on that.
Even in Louisiana, you think that legalized sports gaming is inevitable?
Oh, it's on the way.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Sean Hannity.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
These news channels that have gone all in every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year. They have seen a precipitous drop in, dramatic. You don't see the kind of drop that we have seen in cable TV for networks like this. Now, why is that? Because they created in their audience an anticipation, a false hope that any second now that they're finally got him and that impeachment is imminent and the removal of Trump from office is imminent. But it never was, because there never was any evidence.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
Smoking is not about politics. It's about people. There are 34 million Americans that smoke. For me, Juul was a game changer because you switch to Juul. It's simple, it's satisfying, and no more smell. I watch people all the time. They run outside in the freezing cold and can be grabbing their cigarette. Well, with Juul, you'll take a quick puff and you're good. That's it. Now, Juul is designed with smokers in mind. From its form to technology, it's easy to use, no buttons, no switches. And the goal of Juul is to impact the lives of adult smokers by providing a satisfying alternative. Switch to Juul. You'll wish you had done it a long time ago. To discover the smoking alternative that is nothing like any e-cig vape you have ever tried, go to this website, Juul.com/Switch America. That's Juul.com/Switch America. Warning, this product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. Juul.com/Switch America.
1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Traffic update right now. Fox News on the way, by the way. Then Erin's got the local stuff. Where was I? Oh, yes. Ruben's here. Traffic update on KEEL.
The intersection at Hearn Avenue and Ford Streets dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Benton Road just north of Green Acres Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Well, clouds are going to start to increase here today as temperatures edge up to 77. Clouds continue tonight with a shower possible, 57. Cloudy tomorrow with a shower or storm, high 76. And numerous showers and thunderstorms as we roll into Saturday. Saturday's high 67. Cooler temperatures on Sunday. Richard DeWettig at the Weather Channel.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
Just past 8 o'clock, Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Down yonder, Miss Erin. Local news in a second or two. What's up?
We're talking about the sanitation raise, who will be getting a raise and how much. Also talking about police and fire staffing a little bit today, kind of clearing up some of those numbers. And we'll be interviewing some candidates for the Bossier superintendent's job.
An interesting hour, to say the least. Keith Hansen, the city's chief tech officer, is in studio in just about 10 minutes or so. Maybe we want to talk about sports gambling. Definitely want to talk about how to get your name on that list of, if I walk on the boat, you can kick me off. State Gaming Control Board Commissioner Ronnie Jones is here in about 30 minutes.
I wonder if my name needs to be on that.
Fletcher in sports, traffic and weather. I can think of a couple of lists you need to be on. Fletcher in sports, traffic and weather. It's all here this hour coming up on KEEL.
Morning Report now on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
There is some confusion about pay raises for sanitation workers in Shreveport. The mayor has said drivers only would be getting a raise, but that apparently was not made clear to city council members. Now the mayor says he will work to get all sanitation workers a pay increase. KEEL News has raised questions about police staffing. We talked to Chief Ben Raymond about complaints that some higher-ranking officers aren't pulling their weight.
If there is any indication that we have officers that have free time, make me aware of it. I certainly don't have any free time. I squeeze in a nap, at night when I can get some sleep between emails and phone calls. So, in my opinion, the higher ranking position you have, the more dedicated and the busier you should be at work. That kind of comes along with the process. As you make rank, then more is expected of you.
We have found the city had 500 police and firefighters combined back in 1990. That number's now up to 1,100. A sister wants change in the wake of her brother's suicide. Savannah Hall wants changes to the youth justice program following her brother Solon Peterson's suicide. Hall says her 13-year-old brother killed himself after being locked in solitary confinement at the Ware Youth Center. Peterson allegedly set a roll of toilet paper on fire at Houghton Middle School and was sent to the center for a mental evaluation. Hall is working with Senator Ryan Gaddy in hopes of passing legislation to better serve those with mental health issues. Bossier Schools set a schedule to pick a new superintendent. Matt Parker with that.
Next week, the Bossier Parish School Board will interview the 6 candidates vying to be the next superintendent of schools. Dr. Vicki Younger, Mitch Downey, and Victor Manero will be interviewed on Monday. Brian Bignelli, Elizabeth Swinford, and Clarence Robinson will be interviewed on Tuesday. The board will then pick 2 finalists for the post and make a decision on April 8th. From 101.7 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Matt Parker.
A company headquartered in Shreveport adding more jobs. Asteri, who currently has 27 workers, plans to add at least 5 more. The digital content provider, the latest to join in a new economic development program aimed to create sustainable jobs in the motion picture, digital, music, and theatrical industries. Speaking of that, a new report says for every dollar spent on Louisiana's film tax credit, state and local government gets about 36 cents back in tax revenue. However, those in favor of the tax credit plan say The industry's created thousands of jobs and has kept those in creative fields from leaving for other places. We have some news on the film front. The Highwaymen, a new Netflix movie starring Kevin Costner, puts a lot of focus on our state. The movie's about two Texas Rangers who are trying to track down Bonnie and Clyde back in the 30s. Loosely based on actual events, Costner's real-life inspiration was a part of the outlaw duo's demise in Gippsland. The majority of the movie was made in New Orleans, with parts of it being worked on and filmed in Shreveport. With the Mueller report in the rearview mirror, President Trump says he and his Republican colleagues will become the party of health care. The party failed to pass an Affordable Care Act repeal in 2017, despite a congressional majority, but Senator John Kennedy says they won't be giving up on efforts to undo the 9-year-old Obamacare.
It's been an unmitigated, unconditional, unequivocal failure. I regret that. I wish it had worked, but it hasn't. And I think we need to get rid of it, tear it out by the roots, and start over.
Real Clear Politics' average of polls shows the Affordable Care Act has 50% approval and 40% disapproval. The Republican candidates for governor made appearances at an event in the Baton Rouge area hosted by the Pelican Institute. Baton Rouge businessman Eddie Risponi was the first GOP contender to announce his campaign. When asked what makes him stand out from the other candidates, he says he's a businessman who's been in business a long time and not a politician.
I know what it takes to make a budget, generate jobs, create jobs, fill those jobs with education. Been very involved throughout the state with workforce development. I know all the different sectors of the economy.
Congressman Ralph Abraham said Louisiana's tax climate is toxic to business, and he's pledged to lower taxes. Facebook being charged with housing discrimination by the U.S. Housing Department. HUD says Facebook's ad platform was encouraging, enabling, and causing discrimination. Taxpayers in Massachusetts are being asked to help pay to remove pigeon droppings. The box now available on state tax forms. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
.101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Here's traffic. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at Hearn Avenue and Ford Streets dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Benton Road just north of Green Acres Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline at 687-ROAD.
Clouds here through much of the day today, as we'll see temperatures edge up to 72. Partly cloudy tonight, low 60. More clouds tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms arriving in the afternoon at 73. And cloudy skies on Sunday with Sunday's high near 60. A shower chance on Monday, Monday's high mid-50s. Richard Wettig, the Weather Channel.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. That Keel app is always a free to download and presented by Office Furniture Source.
And we're joined this morning by Sheila Johnson, who represents the sanitation workers, kind of one of the organizers. And I'm so glad you can squeeze us in this morning. I want to ask you, Miss Johnson, the mayor and his folks are saying that only drivers were going to get raises as a result of this garbage fee. Is that what the sanitation workers understood?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
So you guys all knew not everyone was going to get a raise?
Yes, ma'am.
Really?
So what
Yes,
was
ma'am.
the feeling?
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
My standpoint of view on it, as far as the union, we don't ever want to single out employees and departments. We have always been in agreement to, if you're going to give pay raises, do it across the board so that everyone will benefit from pay raises.
Are you telling me there was a little that you were a little miffed? And how's about the guys on the job? Did this cause a little bit of discord, a little bit of bad feeling that this guy's getting a raise, but I'm not? Any problem with that?
Well, actually, other employees in different departments are very uptight about that, and their discomfort about it because they don't understand how an administration just can come in and make a decision like that to only just give one department a pay raise. Because we understand that the job that those guys do on a daily basis, we understand they need pay raises. Of course they need pay raises, but you have other people as well, like the water department. We have streets and drainage. We have fire department that does, the same outdoor work. It may not be as strenuous or filthy as the sanitation workers, and we get that part. But still, there should never have been any division as far as dividing and choosing who gets pay raises and who do not.
What happens in the sanitation department come June when the drivers get a $3 an hour increase and the other guys working right beside them don't get an increase? Because right now that's where we stand, correct?
That's correct.
What's going to happen then? Or is it going to cause some ill will?
It more than likely, 9 times out of 10, it will.
What about any kind of work issue?
Could go back to the same thing that happened before the pay raise got put in place.
When there were sick outs, et cetera, correct?
Right, and then you have other employees in other departments for looking at it as like you all get rewarded for when you do sick out. Is this what it's going to take to get pay raises?
Let me ask you this, Ms. Johnson.
Pardon me, ma'am. You just said if that's going to be what it takes to get pay raises.
That's my quote is, that's what some of the other employees are seeing. I'm not saying that's what's going to take place.
Gotcha.
Let me ask you this, and we're talking to Sheila Johnson, who represents city workers. Is it officially a union?
We have a union, and we have we're actually trying to get a meeting in with the mayor to get back to the table so that we can do our negotiation. We tried to do that in the last administration, but we kept getting put off, or other things kept coming up where the dates got pushed back.
Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you how the sanitation workers all knew it was just to be the drivers. The mayor and his staff all knew it was just to be a raise for the drivers. How did the city council members not understand this was supposed to be a raise for just the drivers? What happened? Where was the disconnect? Any ideas?
There was no disconnect. All of them were aware.
So all of the city council members knew this was only going to fund a pay raise for drivers.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's wrap this up on sort of an upbeat note. We had Ben Riggs, who's the communications manager for the mayor, here about 20 minutes ago, and he said the mayor's going to do, and I'm paraphrasing, everything he can, that they're going to dig deep for the money, see what they can find to give everybody in the sanitation, all the sanitation workers, a raise. Your guys got to feel good about that, right?
Of course. I mean, anytime there's a pay increase for any employee. Of course, we're glad they have it. It's just the way that they went about doing it. They give them the pay raise. Mayor Tyler administration, she, ended up giving the ones that was making below livable wages, brought them up to $10 an hour. Then this administration here comes in and give that sanitation department the pay raise. And then you'll say, well, we will visit the budget, a year from now or 2 years from now. And then the time never comes. They always, say there's no funds in the budget to fund other employees' pay rates.
I know it hasn't been a lot of time since this has all come up with giving raises to everybody in that department. But are you optimistic? Are the workers optimistic, the rest of the workers, that this will happen?
We're not.
You're not. Why so?
We're not. Because, the employees have always felt that we are on the back burner. Feel that everything else comes first and foremost instead of taking care of the workers that take care of this city.
Your message to sanitation workers that are not going to see an increase, what do you tell them today?
Well, we're just asking them to hopefully, just hold on, and maybe the city council will revisit whatever money gets put into this reserve to, give them due diligently what's due to them. That's basically about all we can, put out there to them.
Well, I can't thank you enough for joining us on such short notice this morning. Thank you, Sheila Johnson. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you.
Take care.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Sports just ahead with Fletch. Here's traffic. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at Piermont Road and Line Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Barksdale Boulevard near McDade Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Clouds here through much of the day today, as we'll see temperatures edge up to 72. Partly cloudy tonight, low 60. More clouds tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms arriving in the afternoon at 73. And cloudy skies on Sunday with Sunday's high near 60. A shower chance on Monday, Monday's high mid-50s. Richard Wettig, the Weather Channel.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. LSU squares off against Michigan State in an East Regional semifinal game featuring the regular season champs of the SEC as well as the regular season and tourney champs in the Big Ten. The winner moves into the Elite Eight against the winner of tonight's Duke-Virginia Tech game. That game will be on Sunday. Now, last night in Sweet 16 action, Gonzaga eliminated Florida State. Purdue took Tennessee to overtime and knocked the Vols out. Texas Tech advanced with a slothful win over Michigan, and Virginia also took care of Oregon in a low-scoring affair. Baseball last night, Mississippi State beat LSU 6-5 in Starkville for the first game of an SEC series. Justin Foscue hit 2 home runs for the Bulldogs, while Mississippi State pitchers racked up 17 strikeouts. MSU is now 24-3 overall, 5-2 in SEC play. LSU falls to 17-9 and 4-3. Texas suffered their worst opening day loss in team history Thursday afternoon, falling to the Cubs 12-4 in Chris Woodward's debut as the Rangers manager. Javier Baez creamed 2 taters, a 3-run blast, and a solo shot to fuel the rout. Chris Bryant also socked a 2-run homer for Chicago to help back John Lester, who went 6 innings and gave up 2 runs. for his first win in his last 5 opening day starts. Elvis Andrus went 3 for 4 with a 2-run homer for Texas. And in a battle of last year's American League Cy Young winner, Tampa Bay's Blake Snell, and the runner-up, Houston's Justin Verlander, Verlander outdueled his counterpart in a 5-1 Astros win. Austin Meadows homered to lead off the game, but Verlander recovered to toss 7 innings with 9 strikeouts. The Astros runs all came on homers. George Springer's 3-run shot and solo servings from new Astro Michael Brantley and Jose Altuve, all of them off Snell. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
No. I brought all the accoutrement for Mr. Keith's coffee. A lot of corn syrup there.
Are we on the air?
Corn
We're
syrup and
we're on the air,
formaldehyde.
yeah.
I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
Keith, we never know what's going to come out of our mouths. I guess you've kind of figured that out by now.
Y'all just kept rolling like everything was the same. So
the show's on now.
Yeah.
101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. That KEEL app, a free download from Office Furniture Source. Chief Technology Officer for the City of Shreveport, Keith Hansen, is here. How's it going?
Where's the money?
It's good, and the money is all over the place, right? So that's the way I see it, at least.
Okay.
What does that mean? The money's all over the place.
Now, before you guys go and light your hairs on fire and run around the world screaming, Keith said the money is everywhere. What I see are process and efficiency improvements, where we can implement technology and make everybody's lives better and faster and stronger, right? And so in that way, I'm saving money.
I have a question, and you looked at me like, oh, God, he's got a question.
Yeah.
when you took the job, because you're the first chief technology officer Shreveport's ever had, did you see it as more of a job to innovate, and is it turning out to be more of a job of repair guy?
Yeah, I definitely want, that's my bag, yeah, for sure. I love to innovate and create solutions for problems that shouldn't exist, right? Like with the technology that we have today. But I'm running around. Certainly there are things that need to be fixed, but that's all kind of the same part and parcel, right? It's two sides of the same coin. If I see a problem that can be fixed with technology and innovated upon, it's also, getting rid of the problems, right? So repair guy, innovator are all kind of the same coin there.
You have launched finally now, you've been working on it for a while, the People's Budget. Tell us what that means, where people can go, and they can drill down and look at whatever they want.
And how hard was that to put together? Because you've only been there about 90 days, less than 90 days.
Yeah. On the calendar. So it took me about 20 hours to put together. I don't have any available hands on my team. We have we're under staffed right now.
So this is a Keith Hansen production.
Yeah. No, my network guy, he set up the virtual machine. He put Linux on it, He gave me a root account, and then I got to work.
So what's there? When I go to the website, give me the site, by the way.
Budget.shreveportla.gov.
And what's there? What will I see?
So the first thing you're going to see is just like big, title, people's budget, and then 3 buttons, and 1 button that says dashboard, 1 button that says download all the data, and 1 button that says departmental level expenses. So it's best viewed on a desktop, but I made sure that it was mobile friendly. You just got to rotate your phone before you actually scroll down the page.
And that's the current year's budget? Are you going to be putting other years? Are you going to be putting other years' previous budgets on there?
So no, I can. It's just version 1.0. All it was you see the balanced fund budget at the top. Then below that, you see the categorized budget broken down in a pie chart. So you can see where the largest expenses are, and then you can start drilling down in each category on that pie chart. I broke that down by department. Now, if you want to see each department's specific expenses, that's where that third link that I mentioned is, the third button on that
So basically,
front page.
you just in just like you had a couple of extra hours on Saturday, and you threw together a little program where I can follow every penny that is spent by the city of Shreveport.
At the account level. So my department has, I know every encumbrance and every PO and every, all of that is, as a director, I can see that stuff, right? What we chose to release is the actual budget file that generates the budget book that you can download online today, right? Now that's at the account level. So what that means is you're going to see the salary line, right? The personnel salaries and PC technician salaries, but you may not see Keith Hansen's salary, right? Now that's public data. You can request it, etc. But that's not in the list, right? So you're seeing the account level. And I've already told administration, I was like, look, we're going to release this, and the next thing everybody's going to go is like, I want to see the Windex that someone bought, and I love that idea. I want to, it's all public information. You could technically request it right now anyway.
Can you hang on a couple of seconds?
Yeah.
We'll go to break, come back, some other things to cover.
Cool.
Cover. Keith Hansen,
So
Chief. Cover. We'll cover that too.
We're coloring?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. The box of 64, but no sharpener for you, young lady.
Okay.
Keith Hansen, Chief Technology Officer, City of Shreveport. More on the way. Traffic update. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at Hearn Avenue and Ford Street's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Benton Road just north of Green Acres Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Clouds here through much of the day today, as we'll see temperatures edge up to 72. Partly cloudy tonight, low 60. More clouds tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms arriving in the afternoon at 73. And cloudy skies on Sunday with Sunday's high near 60. A shower chance on Monday, Monday's high mid-50s. Richard Duettig at the Weather Channel.
Of information. KEEL News now.
There is some confusion about pay raises for sanitation workers in Shreveport. The mayor has said drivers only would be getting a raise, but that apparently was not made clear to city council members. Now the mayor says he will work to get all sanitation workers a pay increase. A company headquartered in Shreveport to add more jobs. Esteri, who currently has 27 workers, will add at least 5 more. The digital content provider, the latest to join in a new economic development program aimed to create sustainable jobs in the motion picture, digital, music, and theatrical industries. A judge says if Attorney General Jeff Landry wants to continue a legal dispute over the governor's appointments to a water commission, he needs to name Governor John Bel Edwards as a defendant in the lawsuit. This big dispute is all over the Red River Waterway Commission. KEEL News raising questions about police staffing in Shreveport. We talked to Chief Ben Raymond about the numbers. We had far fewer officers back in 1990, and our population is down.
If I look back to 1990, and I don't have the crime stats in front of me, but I can just speak just out of general knowledge, some of the highest crime rate for our city was during the early 90s. I believe in 1993, we had over 22,000 Part 1 crimes. We had about 90 homicides. Last year, we had under 12,000 Part 1 crimes, and we had 59 homicides, which was considered a high number in recent years.
We found the city had 500 police and firefighters combined in 1990. That number's now up to 1,100. A sister wants change in the wake of her brother's suicide. Matt Parker with that.
Savannah Hall wants changes to the youth justice system following her brother Solon Peterson's suicide. Hall says her 13-year-old brother killed himself after being locked in solitary confinement at the Ware Youth Center. Peterson allegedly set a roll of toilet paper on fire at Houghton Middle School and was sent to the center for a mental evaluation. Hall is working with Senator Ryan Gaddy in hopes of passing legislation to better serve those with mental health issues. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Big news impacting Barksdale. The Air Force has grounded its fleet of B-1 bombers. Lucas Tomlinson has more.
All 62 Air Force B-1 bombers have been grounded due to a suspected problem with the bomber's ejection seat. No bombers are currently deployed. In a statement, Air Force Global Strike Command says the rigging of the drogue chute is the suspected problem. Last year, the bombers were also grounded due to a separate problem with the ejection seat. Officials say the pause could last 1 month. The B-1 is a conventional bomber, which last year fired cruise missiles into Syria. At the Pentagon, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
President Trump in Michigan for a campaign rally mocking the so-called Green New Deal.
The Democrats are now advancing an extreme $100 trillion government takeover called the Green New Deal.
The Green New Deal, a non-binding resolution introduced to Congress last month, is aimed at addressing the dual crises of climate change and growing economic inequality. Proposed federal legislation would give state prison officials the ability they have long sought to jam the signals of cell phones smuggled to inmates within their walls. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
.101.7 FM, 710 KEEL, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Another very short segment. We got to go fast.
Yeah, we got to go fast.
Okay, with Shreveport City CTO, Chief Technology Officer Keith Hansen.
Let me get right to something that Chief Ben Raymond, we talked about a little bit about yesterday, and I want to know if you're helping him. He said police officers are still handwriting reports.
Yeah.
Are you guys working on a system that will change that?
Well, right. So, like, when I got in, one of the first things I noticed was how, I mean, that's a big system. That's a critical system, the records management system. The reason they're writing the handwritten notes is because they don't have an internet connection in their squad cars when they're out in the field. They do, but they don't. Not really.
Okay.
Right?
Are you working on that?
That's what it was in the headlines.
So how much?
That's old news to me.
How much is that going to cost, and where are we on getting it done?
It's tens of millions of dollars of capital expenditure, but Cato 911 already has the money, and they're deploying the capital. So I'm coordinating with Martha at Cato 911.
Okay.
She's the executive director or whatever they call that. I'm not up on my titles on everything. And then we needed $200,000 to light up the internet connections for those modems. Now, my deputy director was pushing something to save money in our landlines. We have 1,500 literal rotary dial sort of landlines, right?
Lord.
Not actually rotary dial, but
close. I got
but
you.
I mean, it's the same technology, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we saved $200,000 on that. I walked over to the CIO's office. I said, "Please earmark this budget. I get it. I know it all goes back to the general fund. I know, but look, just let's get a PO. Let's encumber this. Let's do something so that we have internet connections in the squad cars next year." Right?
Wow.
So yeah, everything's
At
already
virtually
rolling.
no cost.
At no cost, budget neutral, right?
Wow.
I didn't raise the budget.
Man.
And the reason I found out about all this is just because I'm asking stupid questions everywhere, like really dumb, naive questions. Like, why can't we just bring phones in, you know?
Yeah.
Well, the administration will never let us do this. And this is like before anyone knows who I am.
Right. Keith, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really appreciate it. Keith Hansen, Chief
Great
Technology
stuff as
Officer.
always, my friend. Good
Hope
to
you'll
see
do it
you.
again.
Yeah, and just so you know, we're already looking at an RMS now that we have internet connections coming in the squad cars. So you might be able to just swipe an ID and then fill out a report.
Ooh, love that.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, State Gaming Control Board Chairman Ronnie Jones in just a couple of seconds. Lots of awesome questions.
Oh, yeah.
Erin wants to be on the list.
Yeah, I need to be on the list.
Or does she? Traffic time. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at Hearn Avenue and Ford Streets dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Benton Road just north of Green Acres Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Clouds here through much of the day today, as we'll see temperatures edge up to 72. Partly cloudy tonight, low 60. More clouds tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms arriving in the afternoon at 73. And cloudy skies on Sunday with Sunday's high near 60. A shower chance on Monday, Monday's high mid-50s. Richard Wettig, the Weather Channel.
.1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert and Erin. Shreveport Security Systems text line 318-392-1884. Mr. Ronnie Jones is a State Gaming Control Board Chairman. Hey, Mr. Ronnie, welcome back to Keel. How you doing this morning?
Morning, guys. How are y'all?
Well, let's start with it's sort of the not, I almost said mandatory list, the voluntary list that you can call, I guess, your office and I can put my name on the list that if you see me at the boat, you can kick me off. Explain to me what's the official name, how it works, and how do you get on and off if you want.
Back in about 2001, as part of the state's push to address compulsive gambling, they established, as almost all gambling states have, a self-exclusion list. A person who believes or knows that they have that disorder and have problems with gambling too much can go to any state police gaming office. You have to go in person because you have to present identification. You have to sign an affidavit. And essentially, you put yourself on the list, and you're not supposed to go into a casino for 5 years and gamble.
What does the affidavit say?
Essentially says if they have a problem, they can't control it, that they know that if they go and they gamble and they happen to win money, the casino determines that they're on the list. They will not be paid their winnings, and they can be cited with a criminal violation for trespass.
Wait. Pardon me just a second, and because Erin's waving her hands frantically also.
Okay.
That if I'm on the list and I sneak onto the boat without without getting caught, and I win $500,000 at craps, I don't get paid?
That's correct.
Wow.
Whoa. I don't like that. Don't put me on then, Ronnie. The office, the local office here is in Bossier, correct? That's on Viking Drive in Bossier. How many people are on this list?
I'm not going to talk about that. But
Ronnie,
it's hundreds. It's hundreds of people.
Okay.
And it's certainly not all the people in the state who have a problem, but it's those who have come to terms and admitted it to themselves. Many are in treatment programs, and for the most part, most people are compliant.
Can I get off the list if I'm on it within that 5 years? If I say I've cured it.
Nope. After 5 years, if you're inclined, if you believe that you have that problem under control, you have to bring a medical certification that you've been your case has been reviewed by the doctor. They've done interviews with you and counseling and determined that you now have that problem under control. That can be presented to the board. The board can require a second opinion if we deem it necessary. Then and only then will the board permit the person to come off the list.
So to what degree of force is allowed if theoretically Erin's on the list and she's at the machine and she doesn't want to go? At what point, how much force is allowed under the affidavit that she signed?
She's acknowledged that she can't be on the property. And let's say, for example, that Erin's on the list. She just walked onto the boat. They didn't ID her when she came on. Although she's young enough, they should check her ID. But she's on the boat, and she wins a jackpot. And she decides she's going to try and claim it. Well, they come to pay the jackpot. They're going to require identification. She presents her ID card. They run it through the system, see that she's on the list. They deny her the jackpot. They'll have security remove her if necessary.
Without the money?
Without the money.
Wow. Ronnie, we're talking to Ronnie.
The matter will be referred to state police, and their general operating procedure would be to cite Erin for refusal to move after being told that they're trespassing.
Okay, Ronnie Jones, State Gaming Control Board. Karen Carter Peterson was put herself on the list.
Yes.
She was cited because she went on one of the riverboats. I've never heard of this happening before. Did someone follow her there? Did she try to cash in a jackpot? Can you tell us any more about the circumstances here?
No, I can't because I've not seen a state police report on the matter. Okay. But typically, I mean, in most cases, and the senator isn't the first one that's been cited this year. There have been several dozen who've been cited in Louisiana for doing the same thing.
Okay.
And unfortunately, in her case, some of the information was leaked to the media and became a public issue. Something that should be very private became a public issue. And she's since acknowledged that she's dealing with that problem and seeking appropriate treatment. But it's, I don't want to say that it's common. It doesn't happen every day, but it happens with greater frequency than I would have anticipated.
One more thing. If someone were to just say play blackjack and they get their chips at the end of the evening and they go cash those in, they don't ask for ID for that.
Not unless a substantial number of chips. Not a substantial transaction, they would ask for identification for tax purposes.
Okay.
But I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you're an adult, you're on the list. It's a self-exclusion list. You're supposed to self-police.
Right.
And the casino is not going to know who you are unless, A, you cause a disturbance, and security gets called, or B, you win a jackpot and they identify you for tax purposes and then determine you're on the list.
To find out how to get on the list, it's on our website, KEELnews.com. Just click on the Karen Carter Peterson story. You'll see the link. Ronnie Jones, thanks for your time.
Thanks, folks. Have a good weekend.
101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Traffic and weather updates coming up right now. Ruben's here on KEEL.
The intersection at Hearn Avenue and Ford Street's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Benton Road just north of Green Acres Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Clouds here through much of the day today, as we'll see temperatures edge up to 72. Partly cloudy tonight, low 60. More clouds tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms arriving in the afternoon at 73. And cloudy skies on Sunday with Sunday's high near 60. A shower chance on Monday, Monday's high mid-50s. Richard Duettigan, the Weather Channel.
1017 FM and 710 KEEL. Your home for the newsmakers and all the big stories.
This is Jim Donlin, your Commissioner of Insurance, on the air with Bob and Erin, the most fun on Louisiana radio anywhere.
We are KEEL. 1017 FM and 710 KEEL.
Right now, 58 degrees, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL.
You're listening to American Ground Radio's Morning Minute.
In the wake of the media's horrible performance of covering the Mueller-Russia collusion investigation, CNN's head Jeff Zucker defended his station's actions by saying, quote, "We are not investigators. We are journalists."
Well, many have considered journalism to be a watchdog of sorts for the American people. Reporters Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein are well known for their investigative journalism of the Watergate break-in. But when the media contributes 96% of their political campaign contributions to Hillary in 2016, how much watchdog journalism can you really have?
Jeff Zucker's defense of CNN is a cop-out. The reason people don't trust the media is because the media proves itself to be untrustworthy.
American Ground Radio, where building a better America begins with building a better us. Return each weeknight from 6 to 7 p.m. with Louis R. Avalone and Stephen Parr on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL and streaming live at KEELnews.com.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, once again for Marine Specialties of Louisiana.
Oh, found
the
what I
official
want.
morning show sponsor of the Robert and Erin Show, by the way, who have made a terrible, tragic, strategic error by putting pictures of all their boats on their website at marineспecialtiesofla.com.
Oh, I found the one I want.
Erin says, I need a party boat. I said, it doesn't matter what boat you buy. That will, in fact, be a party boat.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you found at Marine Specialties of Louisiana that catches your eye?
I'm looking at the Cypress Cay pontoon boat. I see myself sitting under that awning, holding a nice cold beverage, my feet propped up, me in my...
Just stop right there.
Yeah.
No, you and your whatever. You and your diving suit.
Driving around area lakes, maybe catching some fish every now and then, getting another cold beverage out.
Catch a fish if you fall off the boat and hit one in the head.
They have some spectacular boats.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at this party boat. It's like 25 feet. It's got an awning that comes up over. It's absolutely beautiful. It is one of the most beautiful boats I've ever seen.
They carry an entire line, including low boats, Mercury, duck boats, Cypress Cay pontoon, to Hatsu outboards, and you can see them all, including awesome prices. Did it really say on their website, marineспecialtiesofla.com? Did it really say, make us an offer? Did it really say that?
There's a little button, make us an offer.
Seriously.
Trade-in value on your boat. Maybe you need your boat to get spring clean and get it ready for putting on the lake for the first time. They can do all that too.
All the info about these awesome folks online. Marine Specialties of Louisiana.
What should I be wearing on that boat?
Don't buy Erin's boat.
Because I want it.
It's Marine Specialties of Louisiana. Let me start again. Marine Specialties of Louisiana. Online at marineспecialtiesofla.com. Jeez. Back Monday morning, 6 till 9. Robert and Erin, 1017 FM, 710 Keel.
If you're using a cheap phone, it may be inexpensive for a very good reason from the moment you turn it on. Malware and spyware are secretly working in the background, tracking and reporting what you do, where you go, and worse. Kim Commando with your Friday Consumer Tech Update, brought to you by SimpliSafe, the best security system for your home, period. Don't live in fear. Get yours at simplysafekim.com. When you buy a new phone, you expect to see certain apps installed. But these free, pre-installed apps usually let ad networks dig for data gold. They're collecting information about your location, as well as harvesting your email, phone calls, contacts, and tracking the apps you install and use. Some cheap Android phones have a special Facebook app installed that, among other things, automatically downloads other apps. Where does all this info collected about you go? It's packed up, paid for, and sent straight to advertisers who then target you with ads. Anything free comes at a cost. I'm Kim Commando.
Over the years, I've tried and tested every way that average people can and should back up the data on their computers. I'll tell you that iDrive is simply the best cloud backup service there is. 4 big reasons why. First, it's the easiest to use. I back up everything. All my computers, smartphones, iPads, tablets, everything to one single iDrive account. Second, it's the most secure. With iDrive snapshots, I'll never lose even a single byte of data. Never pay a penny because of ransomware. Third, get your data to the cloud fast with iDrive Express, a free shipping service where once a year, iDrive will send you a physical drive. You load your data on it and ship it right back. Your data will be in the cloud within a week. And fourth, it's cost effective. If you're using any other cloud backup or storage service, switch to iDrive today and get an amazing 90% off the first year. Use my name, Kim, as the promo code. That's iDrive.com, promo code Kim.
The intersection at Hearn Avenue and Ford Streets dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Benton Road just north of Green Acres Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Foches. 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Weather Channel forecast, kind of sunny today and warm. We may get up close to 80. Right now, 58 degrees. 1017 FM, 710 Keel.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 1017 FM and 710 Keel. KEEL, Shreveport.